I'll have to try one of your coffees for sure.
And so is German coffee. German coffee is very strong as well.
Just like their beer.
Actually, Dutch coffee is
Maybe it's going to be so overpowered. Really?
yeah.
I was so
Thank you. 7 years ago, I would categorize myself as a self-centered Christian. My ministry, my faith consisted of my prayer life, my worship times, my witness for God, my understanding of God, a lot about me. And in 2009, I found out about the horror of human trafficking. Did you know that every day people are sold as slaves, like cattle, to work in mines, fields, brothels? They're harvested for organs, and they're trained as child soldiers. If you were to fill every chair around you and count every hair on every person's head, that's the lowest estimate of how many people they say are trafficked today, around 20 to 30 million of them. When I found this out, I was angry. And of course, I was angry at those who would traffic human beings, who would have slaves, who would exploit their own children. But I was also angry at myself for living such a self-centered Christian life. The next year, God challenged me to meditate on the book of James, and it ripped my heart out. I found out quite quickly that my faith wasn't evidenced by my works. When I hit chapter 5, my anger came to a head because I realized that I too have slaves. We all do. They make our clothes, our fancy gadgets. They pick our produce. Even our coffee is picked one bean at a time. And their cries have reached the Lord of hosts, it says in James. What was I to do? 3 years ago, we opened what we call Freedom Cafe at UMass Amherst. Freedom Cafe is a student ministry that challenges students and empowers them to harness their anger to change the world, one coffee at a time. We're a nonprofit, volunteer-operated coffee shop that raises money to build vocational centers in India for victims and those at risk of being trafficked. We educate our community about human trafficking, and we give them an opportunity to respond. And we're developing a diverse community of others-focused students at UMass. Over the last 3 years, we've raised over $40,000 for our cause. I've worked with hundreds of volunteers, facilitated 80 events on campus, and we've seen firsthand our first vocational center in operation. It has changed my life. It has caused me to integrate my faith and my works more deeply. I've seen a group of students growing among us with a passion set on setting free the oppressed. And it has forever changed a culture of villages in India who have vowed to no longer sell their daughters as they have in the last 350 years. Thank you.